Hiya, crafty folks. Amy here with Amy's Wares, and I have some mid-month inspiration to share with you. This is the brand spanking new Chrysanthemums set. This is the mid-month inspiration for August. I'm going to use it with some pattern paper. Here's the photo of the finished card to show you the direction we're headed, and I'll walk you through how I created this. Now, this is my scrap storage system. I have color-coded folders, and I just kind of put all the scraps in there, and I find that since I've adopted this method, I reach for the scraps more often rather than having them in drawers like I've done or big piles. I feel like this process streamlines them and I'm more likely to use them. So I have these little nested die sets. I actually had to find a scrap that was a little bit bigger. These are LDRS Creative. It's a really cool stitched rectangle die. This one is exactly A2 size. I think I did end up can't remember if I used this one or if I ended up going with the smaller one. But I did use that because I wanted that for the background layer on my panel. Yeah, I think I used the bigger one and then I used a smaller one of the same nested set to cut out that pink cardstock, which I'm going to be doing the stenciling on. So I'm going to layer that pink cardstock with the stenciling on top of that pattern paper to ultimately create this card. So yeah, here I was showing you. I ended up going with, oh no, I went with the middle size, so it was a smaller border. Sorry, I'm all over the place. It's been a minute since I actually created this, so it's fun and new and exciting for me too, because I don't remember what I did. Anyway, I am going to use some metallic shimmer powder with my stencil to create this card. So I'm just kind of figuring out layout. I know I want to use 2 of the different sizes. I love that she offers 3 different sizes because 3 is such a good design number. But I have this really pretty Paradise Purple metallic shimmer powder. I'm just showing you, you do get a little foam in the handle, but I don't typically prefer to use those. I like to use the little standard size handles and foams from, you know, like the little Tim Holtz blending foams. They get a little crusty and hard, which actually worked a little bit against me in this case, if I'm honest. Normally I like that they get crusty and hard because then I feel like they don't get up underneath the stencil. But this one was so crusty and hard that it actually was a little bit hard to lay down at first. So you're going to see me struggle a little bit more than I normally do. I do also wonder if the metallic shimmer powder or shimmer gilding polish, I'm just throwing words out. I'm just making stuff up. I mean, don't mind me. I'm just speaking nonsense. Okay, metallic gilding polish. I wonder if that was actually starting to dry up a little bit because I haven't used it in a minute. I did have my my little plastic wrap on there. Look, I'm throwing stuff around. See, I was a train wreck when I filmed it too. So train wreck then, train wreck now. It fits. Anyway, I used the press and seal on anything like this to help kind of maintain it so it doesn't dry out. It wasn't too bad, but again, this was way more of a struggle than it normally is. So I think it was just a combination of this stuff a little bit more dried out than it should be. Otherwise, it normally just glides right over and it's not a problem. I had to go a little bit thicker than I normally would too, just to really get it down in the stencil. So again, I think it was drying out just a touch. But it ended up okay. I'm just going to wipe this off. I think I ended up just taking it to the sink to clean it off. You do want to get that off your stencil pretty quickly. I think you can use rubbing alcohol to get it off if it dries too quick, but that stuff will stay on there more than like an ink would. So if that bothers you, be sure to get it rinsed off right away with some soapy water, or if you don't catch it in time, then use some rubbing alcohol to get it off the rest of the way, and that should do the trick. But I decided to use the smaller one in the top left corner for the composition, and then I just figured I'd put my little sentiment somewhere in that open space. Now here, these have been here for a while, guys. I think that is a Hero Arts die. It's one of those like stamp and die sets. But what I have here is just a little scrap of cardstock, and I had double-sided adhesive roll from scrapbook.com on the back, and then I just kind of left it within the confines of the rectangle just because it was a little bit dainty, and I figured I'd pull it off when I was ready to use it. And it worked out great because in this case I was able to use the residual purple that was on this blending foam and then just custom match that thanks die cut. So I have this last bit of my roll of foam tape. This is also from Scrapbook. This is 1 inch. I think it's the 2 millimeters, so it's like the medium depth. Look, I was being impatient. See, I had to go a lot thicker to get it down this time. Normally it would be dry by then, but I went a little bit thicker than I normally would on the Gilding Polish. It took a while to dry, and I wasn't exactly being patient. So I put it down with some foam tape, popped it up off that pattern paper layer. I'm using liquid glue to attach this down because that pattern paper is the exact same size as the card base, which is US A2 size 4¼ by 5½. Just going to put this down and carefully try and put it down without smushing into the Gilding Polish, which isn't 100% dry because I'm not being patient. And then I will get that little thanks die cut. It's a little bit fiddly. It took a little bit of work, but I got it out. And it had the adhesive on the back from that scrapbook 2-way stick tape. And now I have the gorgeous bling. So this is all card bling from A Colorful Life Designs. There's over 100 colors now, guys. Seriously, crazy town. But I have so many choices. I could go monochromatic with that pink. I could do any number of the purples. There were so many that would have worked. So it was just a matter of narrowing it down. If you get choice fatigue, you might not want to get all the colors like I have. But I'm telling you, it's so fun. I love flipping through all the choices. Ended up going with this opaque iridescent dark pink. Matched the cardstock perfectly. And that's going to finish the card. So, guys, if you want this, the first week it's on sale. Use my coupon on top of it and save even more. I'll link everything below. So thanks for spending time with me. I will catch you next time.